نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه وبعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربنا زدنا علما يا رب العالمين. Welcome to 12th lesson, and Alhamdulillah, today we are going to start a fail, and there are a lot of concepts in study of Islam that need to be covered, but inshallah, we will cover them systematically in a step-by-step manner. But I just I just thought to start on fail because those some topics are now as we are starting. We have almost covered the foundational steps or the basic concepts of Islam, and Alhamdulillah. I wanted to start with FEL so we can have the concepts of the FEL as well. Then we can start, we'll switch to STEM studies soon, inshallah, because those concepts will be now the things that we are going to learn in STEM are quite advanced. So, inshallah, we will start with the sim so after doing some of the lessons of al-fail. So, alhamdulillah, let's start. Let's learn fail. What is it? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So, we already learned about the two types of sentences in Islam studies, that there are two types of sentences. One is Jumla Ismiya and the other is Jumla Failure. So we already learned a few things about Jumla Ismiya, and we learned that it is made up of two parts, and in Jumla Ismiya, the first word is isim, and the second word is also isim, and that isim that is called the predicate. The first isim is called the subject, and the other is called the khabar, and it can be a fail as well. But Jumla Ismiya must start with or begin with an isim. And the two parts that it has is Mubtada and Khabar. Mubtada and Khabar. And the other thing that we learned about Mubtada and Khabar is that they both should be in the Marfu state, or they should be Marfu in the state of Rafa. And that means they both end with the Dhamma or Dhammatain, depending on their status. And the other thing that we learned, that Mubtada it must be Marifa, it must be definite in type, and a Khabar must be Nakira, indefinite. These are the two main components of a Jumla Ismiya that we have learned so far. And as I told you that after some time, after doing some basic concepts of fi'l, we will go back to a study of ism, and we will learn more things about Jumla Ismiya and ism. But Alhamdulillah, we have covered foundational steps. We have taken a basic steps of ism, and now and in that we learned that Jumla Ismiya is consist of two parts, Mubtada and the Khabar. And that is quite enough for to learn Jumla Ismiya till now. Inshallah, we will study more about Jumla Ismiya when we will go back to sim studies. So, coming back to the Jumla Ismiya, we uh, we learned that it has two parts, Mubtada and Khabar. Mubtada must be Marifa, that is definite, and the Khabar must be Nakira, that is indefinite. Alhamdulillah. And here are the examples for a Jumla Ismiya. So it is a quite good revision to learn that how subject and predicate work in Jumla Ismiya. So let's look at the first example. At-talibu mujtahidun. At-talibu mujtahidun. As we learn about Jumla Ismiya, that first part, first word, that isim is definite. That you can see here, at-talibu. That al is showing that it is a definite isim. So this is a mubtada, the first isim. It is a definite. And this is a khabar mujtahidun. You can see here the dhammatain and it has no al. Mujtahidun. The student is hardworking. At-talibu mujtahidun. So here this is the student is a subject and the predicate is the khabar or the information about the talib, the student, hardworking. The student is hardworking. Let's look at the second example. Al-kalamani saminani. The two pen are expensive. Al kalamani. This is a mubtada and this is the second part is a khabar. So you can see that the mubtada is has al, so it is definite, and khabar is nakira. Alhamdulillah. The second example is al muallimuna hadiruna. The teachers are present. Al-muallimuna hadiruna. Here, this is a mubtada and this is a khabar. Mubtada is in the state of marfu, but they both are marfu, but it is definite and the khabar is nakira. Actually, here this is this failed, but we will learn about it soon, inshallah. So, uh, Mubtada and Khabar, they both should be in the marfu state. They should be Rafa. Alhamdulillah. So, we can see that in Jumla Ismiya, the subject is coming first. The student, the two pens, the teachers, the subject is coming first when we are translating a Jumla Ismiya. And Alhamdulillah, in Arabic, the subject is coming first as well. At-talibu, al-kalamani, al-muallimuna. Alhamdulillah. One thing we should learn, we also learned about this isim, and we should revise it as well, that if the khabar is a descriptive noun, then the khabar agrees the mubtada in gender and in the number as well. So we can see here Al-Kitabu, this is singular, then its khabar agrees it in number and in gender. This is Al-Kitabu, this is masculine, and the khabar is also masculine. This is singular, and the khabar is also singular. Both mubtada and khabar agrees in number and gender. Same here, you can see in the second example, الكتابان مفيدان الكتابان مفيدان الكتب مفيدة. Here singular مبتدا singular خبر, then plural مبتدا, then the dual مبتدا and dual خبر. الكتابان مفيدان. The two books are beneficial. Then here al-kutubu, we know that it's jama maksur, it's broken plural, then it should be considered, and it is because it is non-human, غير عاقل, it is غير عاقل, that is why it will be considered as singular feminine. Al-kutubu mufidatun. Alhamdulillah. Now look at the column B. Al-mu'minatun qanitatun. We know that, as I told you, that mubtada should be definite and khabar should be nakira. This you can see here, khabar is definite and it is nakira indefinite. But as I told you, they should follow the khabar should follow it in number and gender. Then you can see that this is feminine and singular, and the khabar is also feminine and singular. Again here, al-mu'minatani qanitatani, al-mu'minatu qanitatu. You can see that this is dual combination and this is also the jama formation. They both are jama. Mominatu and Kanitatun. Here it is all, this is definite and this is indefinite. And in the column Jim, you can see as well Al-Muslimu Sadiqun, Al-Muslimani Sadiqani, Al-Muslimuna Sadiquna. So here both Mubtada and Khabar are in agrees in gender and in number. Alhamdulillah. So we learned that Jumla Ismiya starts with an isim, and as you can just guess that a Jumla Fa'liya should starts with a fail. Jumla, there are two types of Jumla Ismiya and Jumla Fa'liya. Jumla Ismiya starts with an isim and Jumla Fa'liya starts with a fail. Alhamdulillah. So we already learned about Jumla Ismiya. So let's see what is Jumla Failure. So we have in English verbs. We already know about verbs. That verbs are the action words in a sentence. In any language, action words are verbs. Those verbs are action words in a sentence that describes what the subject is doing. And action words describe what the subject is doing. So in English, here are some examples that he wrote, she wrote, they wrote. Here you can see that we learned in Jumla Ismiya that the subject comes first, and here you can see that when translating or inshallah we are going to see the Arabic form of these sentences. But here you can see the subject is coming first, and the detail is coming after it. The fi'l or the action that is done is coming after the subject, after the subject. So these are the examples in English. He wrote, she wrote, they wrote. They are all in past tense. We can see that for past tense, we are using two words to make a sentence. In English, he wrote. This is the subject and this is the action or the verb that he is doing or he did. So in Arabic, a verb is called af'il. Af'il. Plural form is af'al. Af'al. So therefore, a fail gives the meaning of an action in relation to tenses. We know that, and this is very common in English. And we all know about the tenses in English that there is a present tense, there is a past tense, there is a future tense. So a fail is always in relation to tenses. That means it is a word, it is something that is stuck in time. There cannot be a fail, that there cannot be a verb without a tense. A fail cannot be without a tense. It should be in a past tense, a present tense, or a future tense. So, a fail in Arabic also has the same tenses, but inshallah, we will learn that how we are going to write those tenses, the present tense, the past tense, and the future tense in Arabic, inshallah. So here, these were the examples in English, and please note that in English, when we will translate that the subject will come first. So in Arabic, a single word, as I mentioned, that fail gives away. Yes, okay, this is something else that a fail in Arabic is a single word and it is giving away the full meaning of a full sentence. This is a very unique thing about Arabic language. In fact, a very beautiful thing. And when I was learning Arabic, I was really mesmerized learning this fail and jumla failure, the surfs and everything, because it's really beautiful how each word explains a full, gives a full meaning to the sentence, and it is just a single word is a full sentence, and it doesn't need any. In fact, it has some hidden pronouns inside the word that, inshallah, we are going to learn. And as I mentioned, that it gives a full sentence. A single word is giving a full sentence. Then it must include three main things, three main parts, and that jumla ismiya, that jumla failure consists of three main parts, and that is the action, the doer of the action, and the tense. Action, doer of the action, and the tense. Action, obviously, that action will show us that what that subject is doing, what the action of the doer, and the tense, of course, as I told you, that a fail is not without a tense. A fail or a verb or action cannot be without a tense. It must be in English, like we have many tenses like present tense, present continuous tense, past tense, past continuous tense, future tense, and likewise. So, but in Arabic, it is quite different, but there is a huge range of words that we are going to learn for past tense, present tense, and uh, future tense. In fact, it's really amazing to learn about a fail in Arabic language. So here we have example. Here we have an example of uh, fail action word in Arabic. Kataba. Kataba means he wrote. He wrote. Now look how beautifully Arabic language is expressing in a single word both the subject and the action word. Kataba. He wrote. Now, inshallah, you will, as we'll proceed, you are going to learn about how to maintain or how to improve your vocabulary. You will learn more words, then you are going to learn memorize their meanings, and inshallah you will be good at it. So kataba means he wrote, which is a complete sentence. Okay, but and you can see that it's just a single word. It itself is telling us that an action has been done in past. So notice that it is including a verb, action, the pronoun, and the tense. All the three things inside one word. Kataba, a verb inside it, a pronoun inside it, and a tense inside it. Means the action that he did, he wrote. Wrote is the action inside it. He, the pronoun inside it. The tense, the past tense inside it. Just in a single word, it has all the three main ingredients that we need for a verbal sentence or a jumla failure. Kataba, he wrote. This is such a beautiful thing to learn. Now, points to remember, what are they? That verbs in English are not equal to a fa'al. The verbs in English are not equal to a fa'al, the verbs in Arabic. They are not equal to a fa'al because verbs do not include in English, what they do not include? The doer of the action, like wrote. Can you see the doer here? Wrote. If you not write down here he, she, who wrote, you cannot see it. If I'm only going to write wrote, and can you tell me that who wrote what? You cannot tell me. But in Arabic, we can see by looking at the word that who is the doer in the word in itself. This is such a beautiful thing. So remember that verbs in English are not equal to the verbs in Arabic. Alhamdulillah. So like in English, in Arabic, fi'l has many parts. So what are those components? What are those parts? Like a fi'l can be divided into four main parts. Past tense, fi'l madi, present tense, a فعل مضارع, and a command, a فعل أمر. Any type of command, like do this, write, go there, anything, whatever you command in Arabic will be called فعل أمر. And the forbidding, فعل नहीं, don't do that, don't write, don't eat, don't drink. These are all forbidding or فعل नहीं tenses, right? And inshallah, as you will learn about, you will see the examples and you learn more about them, you will be get familiar with these terms. فعل ماضي, فعل مضارع, فعل أمر, فعل نهي. They will be very easy to learn, inshallah. So, in Jumla Fa'liya, now we learned about Jumla Ismiya. So, what were the two main ingredients of Jumla Ismiya? Mubtada and Khabar, right? But in Jumla Fa'liya, two main ingredients, two main parts are fail and the file, the action and the doer, the subject. I told you that the subject is a doer. Like he is a subject. He is a doer and he is the subject. Like in Mubtada and Khabar, the Mubtada was our subject. In Jumla Ismiya. So in Jumla Failure, our subject is not our fail. The action is not our fail, that subject. A failure, our subject is file. Our subject is file. So in Jumla failure, the two main parts are fail and file. Now let's see here. We learned about this chart a few days back that Mubtada and Khabar, and here we are adding one more thing, file. See here, Jumla Failia, what are the matching components between Jumla Ismiya and Jumla Failia? We can see that all the things that the file is should be can be anything. It can be Marifa, it can be Nakira, it can be muzakkar, it can be monas, it can be wahid, it can be tasniya or dual, it can be jama. But here one thing, and we can see that the file, as I mentioned, that file can be marfa nakira, muzakkar monas, wahid, tasniya or jama. But one thing that you should remember that it must be marfu. Like I mentioned that in Jumla Ismiya, Mubtada and Khabar both are marfu, both will have a Dhamma or Dhammatain. So, but of course, in a Jumla Failiya, the file can cannot doesn't necessarily have a Dhamma, but the status, but the status will be marfu. It will be marfu, right? Alhamdulillah. For this, Mubtada and Khabar, you know that Mubtada should be Marifa and Khabar should be Nakira, but file can be Marifa and Nakira both. Then for Muzakkar Monas, Mubtada can be Muzakkar Monas, can be and Muzakkar Monas, but what about Khabar? It should match with the Mubtada. It should match with the Mubtada. And for the file, it can be muzakkar or muannas both. Again, wahid, tasniya or jama, singular, dual or plural. Mubtada can be wahid, mubtada can be tasniya, mubtada can be jama. But what about the khabar? Khabar should match with the mubtada. Wahid mubtada, wahid khabar. Tasniya mubtada, tasniya khabar. Jama mubtada and jama khabar. But what about file? File? File can be wahid, tasniya or jama. It is not dependent on anything. But what about i'rab? You should remember that all of these three components or these things, these three main parts, mubtada, khabar, and the file, they all should be marfu. For jumla ismiya, both mubtada and khabar will be marfu. For jumla failiya, file should be marfu. Alhamdulillah. Okay, jumla failure, verbal sentence in Arabic language in jumla failure. The sentence begins with a verb. For example, look at this. وَقَتَلَ دَاوُودُ جَالُوتَ. وَقَتَلَ دَاوُودُ جَالُوتَ. The translation, and Dawood verb, and Katala killed Dawood Jalut, and Dawood killed Jalut. I mentioned you here when translating. Remember this, when translating in English, we will write the subject first. What, like I told you, for kataba means he wrote. We didn't say wrote he. We didn't say wrote he. We cannot write wrote he. We will write the subject while translating. We'll write the subject first. And what is the subject inside? What is the pronoun inside? Or what is the doer inside kataba? It is he. In kataba, you can say its pronoun inside it, or the doer inside, or its subject inside is he, right? Okay, so just like that, here, I told you what is the subject here, Dawood, and I have told you that it should be marfu. Like here, the status of a subject or of a doer is marfu. It has a dhamma here and Dawood. And I told you in translating, a subject will come first, then a fail will come. First the fail, then the file, then a maful, and we learn about the maful soon, inshallah. وَقَتَلَ دَاوُودُ جَالُوتَ. And you know that long ago we learned that a maful is a detail, and detail are always nasab in status. Details are always nasab in status. That is why Jalut has a fatha on its last letter. Alhamdulillah. So وَقَتَلَ دَاوُودُ جَالُوتَ. It is a jumla failure. Why? Because it is starting with a verb. It is starting with a verb. And how do we know at this stage that it is a verb? We we might not know that it is a verb, but we do know about the signs of an ism. That what are the signs of an ism, and this shows that it is not an ism. It is not an ism, right? It doesn't have an al, it doesn't end with a ta madbuta, and the other signs that we can see that it doesn't have any una and ani ending, and the other things that we have learned about ism. So we might not know at this stage that it is a verb, but at least the transition is telling us that it is a verb. It is a verb, and it is a jumla failure. وَقَتَلَ دَاوُودُ جَالُوتَ. This is a file, this is a file, and this is a maf'ul, and we are going to learn about a maf'ul soon. So, jumla failure comprises a verb, a subject, and an object, a maf'ul, a detail. A detail is always in the nasab status, that is mansoob. That is mansoob, right? Usually the verb comes first, followed by the subject, and then the object. Verb, the subject, then the object, right? This is the the normal construction of a jumla failure. And there is more to come, and inshallah we are going to study in as we will proceed, or we will advance in our fail studies. The subject and object are nouns. The subject is called the file, and the object is called maf'ul, or the maf'ul bihi. Maf'ul or the maf'ul bihi, that is a detail, and it should be mansoob. Maf'ul is mansoob. Maf'ul is mansoob. Alhamdulillah. Okay, here, let's learn about our object, a maf'ul, that is mansoob in the status. Here, see this. This ta is showing that a maf'ul or maf'ul bihi is always in the nasab state, right? Let's see how we can recognize a maf'ul. Here, I have just indicated what are the three main types the three main parts of Jumla failure: فعل, file, مفعول. فعل, file, مفعول. So what is happening here? The boy is kicking the ball. A boy is kicking a ball, or the boy is kicking the ball, right? So the boy, what he will be? He is a file. He is the doer of the action, right? So he will be a file. Okay. So what is okay, or what was our first part of Jumla failure? The fail, the action. So what is the action? The boy is kicking the ball. So kicking is a fail. Kicking is a action here. Here, fail is kicking. So this will be a fail. Fail will be the doer of the action. This is the boy. And then now what's remaining? The ball. What's remaining? The ball. Then this will be our object, or this will be our maf'ul. Alhamdulillah. This will be our maf'ul. Alhamdulillah. So these are the three main parts of our jumla failure: fail, file, and maf'ul. Fail, file, and our maf'ul. And I have told you that when translating, the subject comes first. In Arabic, we learned that the subject comes for the fail or the action word comes first, but when translating, a subject or the doer comes first. The boy is kicking the ball. Fail, file, maf'ul, action, doer, and the object, the maf'ul. I hope this concept of object or maf'ul is clear now, that it is a detail of the sentence, and when we will do it in Arabic, this detail will be mansoob. Maf'ul will be mansoob in status. It will be nasab. Alhamdulillah. So here Jumla failure has three main parts: fail, file, maf'ul. Action, doer, subject, and object, the maf'ul. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. So Jumla failure, we learned about this chart. Now we have added a maf'ul in it. Maf'ul is added in this chart. Mubtada khabar of the ingredients of the Jumla Ismiya, and ingredients of Jumla Failure, the file and the maf'ul. I will add fail here as well. So maf'ul will be mansoob. Alhamdulillah. And a file is always marfu. And a maf'ul, a detail, will always be mansoob. Alhamdulillah. Okay, let's do this last slide for today, inshallah. Let's have examples from Quran, and then we are done with our first lesson for fail, inshallah. Look at these examples from Quran. Fail, file, and maf'ul. خلق الله السماوات والأرض. خلق الله السماوات والأرض. Okay, so here we can see that our fail is khalaqa, created, right? File is here Allah lafzul jalala, Allah lafzul jalala, and maf'ul is the skies and the earth. As-samawati wal arda. Fail, file, and maf'ul, a detail, a detail. As-samawati. Now, this is, as I told you, let's go back. We did the whole sentence right now. Khalaqallahu samawati wal arda, right? But let's not forget to analyze the words individually. Let's keep repeating the concept that you are learning. It is very important to retain the knowledge that you are gaining. To keep all the concepts fresh in our minds, we should be repeating. We should not forget to forget to memorize or to revise our concepts. And what did we learn? I just told you that a maf'ul is always mansoob. I mentioned it, and it should be nasab. It should have fatha. Then why as-samawati has a kasra? Why it is jar? Why it is it has kasra? It is not jar because the details are always mansoob in the nasab standards. Why? But why it has a kasra? Why? Because it is, yes, because it is from the Muslimatun chart, and we know that Muslimatin. Okay, so Muslimatin. This is because this is, it has also, it is not, it doesn't have double kasras, so it is a samawati because it is from the Muslimatun chart. That is why we know that it has the jar and the nasab form both have kasra. That is why it has kasra. Even if it is a maful, it is the detail, but it is having a kasra here, right? Like see here, arda, it has a fatha here. As-samawati wal arda. So this is action. This is a doer. Allah lafzul jalala and maful. Here is as-samawati wal arda. Alhamdulillah. Let's look at the second example. Ba'asallahu rasulan. Allah sent a messenger. See here, I mentioned you when translating, the subject will come first. Allah sent a messenger. Allah sent a messenger. Right? So here, maful is mansoob, double fathas, right? Rasulan is maful, and our detail here, that is why it is mansoob. It is in the nasab form, nasab state. The last example that for today is Katala Daudu Jaluta, and we already covered it. Mentioned that, and we mentioned that fail here is Katala. File here is Daudu. Dhamma here, it is our file. See here, it is marfu. Both are marfu. And maful, bihi or maful is Jalut here, and it has a fatah here, right? And it is mansoob, nasab in the state, right? So, Alhamdulillah, we are done with the introduction of Jumla Failure, and we learned about the three main parts of Jumla Failure: fail, file, and maf'ul. And inshallah, after doing having some more discussion on Jumla Failure, we will learn about the fail and how to make words of action, how to learn words of action. The fail, what are the families? We are already learning it in surface studies, and inshallah, we are going to learn more about the fail and Jumla failure in our future classes. Alhamdulillah. So see you all soon, inshallah, tomorrow in the next lesson for fail. Inshallah. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.